Hi there, my name is Lauren and we are back with another video. So if you are in the process of intuitive eating, here are 10 tangible tips that you can use that will help you along your process. Okay, so number one is imagine. So if you are hungry and you really don't know what to eat because you're just learning how to listen to your body, or you've been doing this for a long time and you're just not sure what you want to eat, so you take a breath, kind of close your eyes, listen to your body, see where your hunger level's at, and then imagine yourself tasting the food that you are considering eating. So if you're in front of the fridge or in front of the cupboard or in the kitchen or looking at a menu, you can imagine. So that is simply imagining eating the food that you are considering that you'd like to eat. And once you imagine eating something, if it sounds, you can tell in your body if it's gonna feel good, taste good, and it will really help you choose intuitively rather than using any diet mentality or any rules, because it's coming from the feelings inside your body and what you're actually desiring and what will actually feel good. So number one is imagine. The second tip is using the word and. So what that means is if you are wanting to eat something, let's say it's pizza, but you don't feel so great. You don't want to just eat pizza because you can tell maybe that just won't feel good. So what can you have in addition to the pizza so you don't have to choose between the pizza or something healthier, right? Because it's okay to eat pizza. But what if you decided to have pizza and salad, or pizza and some veggies that taste really good to you? How can you use the word and when you're considering something to eat? Because this is not about taking away or having to choose between. It's about figuring out what is it that's going to feel good and how can I really have it all right now? And the way you can do that is using the word and. Number three is add. When you are eating, what can you add that's really going to satisfy you? So an example would be this week I made some soup, and it was really good soup and really hearty soup. And what would make it even more satisfying? Because sometimes just a bowl of soup doesn't feel like enough, even if it tastes good and it will fill you up. So that could mean adding a nice piece of bread that's really delicious from the bakery or wherever, whatever bread that you get that you enjoy, and just adding a slab of butter. That would be so satisfying to have a really nice hearty bowl of soup and then also on the side have a really nice hunk of bread with some butter. So where can you add to your plate to create more satisfaction, which in the long run will help you stop thinking about food all day? Because if you're satisfied, you'll just eat when you become hungry again. Number four is pause. So I like to call this power in the pause. So when you are eating and you really want to eat intuitively and you don't want to just eat really fast and not realize that you're eating, and you also don't want to eat with any restriction or portion control because that's super diety. But if you do want to listen to your body, a really good exercise to do would be power in the pause. So what that is when you are eating, just quickly take a pause, not like a big event, just take a quick pause, check in with your body. How are you feeling? What is your hunger levels like? And when you look at your plate and you imagine yourself eating another bite of food, do you feel like you're still hungry? Do you feel like you're almost finished? What are you feeling? And this is not to get you to eat less. This is just to get you to figure out what is your body feeling. So when you have that quick pause, check in, and you can continue. And if you're ready to be done or have that last bite, then you can be finished. But the point is give yourself that quick pause just to do a quick check-in, and it will really help you really drop into your body and make it feel a lot more intuitive when you're eating. Number five is taste. So what that is when you're eating, we were talking about intuitive eating. So there's a lot of eating examples, of course. So when you're eating and you feel like you're really full, let's say you get to the end of, let's just say dinner, and you can tell that you're really full, but then dessert comes out and it looks amazing and you know you're not restricted by it, but you feel like, oh, I shouldn't eat it because I feel really full. So intuitively, I feel like I'm too full to eat it, but oh my gosh, it looks so good. So there's nothing wrong with tasting. So have a piece of the thing, of the dessert. Have a bite. Have a smaller amount than if you would if you felt like really excited to be having dessert and you were ready and not too full. So this is not about portioning out or everything in moderation. This is when you are actually genuinely feeling way too full, that a dessert just would not feel good whatsoever. But instead of restricting and not being able to have that experience, then taste. Have the bite, have a smaller amount that feels good to you. There's no judgment. This is not about how little you can have. This is about what will feel good in your body. And sometimes the best thing is, instead of saying like, oh no, I'm too full, I shouldn't eat that, I'm eating intuitively, it doesn't feel good. There's nothing wrong with having a bite. Tastes so good, so satisfying, and it might just hit the spot. Number 6 is skip. So what that means is you can say no. You can say no to food. You don't have to eat something if you are not hungry and if you truly just don't want it. As an intuitive eater, you may feel like if somebody offers you something like, oh, I don't diet, I don't restrict, then I should be saying yes to everything. And that's not true in intuitive eating. Yes, of course, we allow all food. Nothing is off limits. There's no morality. But an example would be, this actually happened to me. One time I just finished dinner and then I went over to a friend's house. She was a neighbor, so I just walked over, and she is an amazing baker, and she just pulled out some fresh chocolate chip cookies from the oven. It smelled so good. I mean, I enjoy cookies. I love sweets. So, and especially coming from my friend who is an amazing baker, it is like the best. And when she offered me some, I checked in and I was like, I just finished dinner. I was just not ready to have cookies. So I just simply said, oh my gosh, those look amazing. No, thank you for right now, but I'd love to take some home because when I am ready, I definitely want to eat some. So the point is listen to your body. It's okay to pass. It's okay to skip. It's okay to say no in that moment. But if you want it in 10 minutes, if you want it in an hour, if you want it the next day or the next month, then have it available to you, of course. But you don't have to eat everything that's offered to you if your body is not wanting it. Number 7 is eat. What that means is when you can tell that you cannot stop thinking about food. Like, let's just say you keep thinking about that snack, or you keep thinking about lunch, and you kind of look at the time and you're like, but it's not time to eat lunch. This is not when I eat lunch. I kind of just had breakfast. Why do I keep thinking about lunch? Or why do I keep thinking about eating or having my snack that's in my, in my bag? So when you are getting to that place where your mind keeps drifting to food or to a certain food, eat it. It may just mean that you are hungry and you are ready to have it in that moment. And when you honor that, then you don't have to obsessively continue to think about food and try to hold off. You can simply listen to your body, eat the thing that you keep thinking about, and then the thoughts go away because now you are satisfied, you have your needs met, and you can move on. So when you have those thoughts about food and they're not going away, and that thing keeps popping up in your mind, that piece of food or that snack, go and eat. Number 8 is worth it. So what we call this rule, which is not a rule at all, but it's the worth it rule. Because what that means is when you are eating something, make sure, of course, this isn't going to happen every time. Remember, there's logic that goes into intuitive eating, so you can't eat exactly what you want when you want every single second of the day. But there are times when you can make that a priority. So when you are eating something and you can tell that it's just you're not loving it, it's like, I should like this. This is a donut. Like, this is great. Or whatever food. If you can tell that it's just not as good as like something else that you really enjoy, or a different dessert, or a really fresh donut, you can say, no thank you, put it down. It's not worth it to me to eat it. Not because there's too many calories or some diety reason. It's more of like, I'm not even really enjoying this right now, and it's more worth it to me to go get the thing that I actually enjoy. So if you are able to go, put the stale donut down or the stale cookie down and go get a donut or a cookie or a dessert that you really love, make that the priority. Of course, again, it's not gonna happen every time, but just when you are eating something and you can tell like, this isn't like really even that great, remember the worth it rule or the worth it guideline and put it down and go make something else the priority to get what you actually feel is worth it. Or say, I can't get it right now, but I can get it tomorrow, or I can get it this week or next week. Just figure out when you actually can go get something that feels really worth it to you. Number 9 is plan. When, let's say at night you like to have dessert, but it's kind of causing you a bit of anxiety or just nervousness around, should I eat dessert? Like, I'm not sure because I had a big dinner and I'm kind of full, but I really feel like dessert. And like all those thoughts are happening. And you, of course, are an intuitive eater. So you're allowed to have the dessert, but it's like every single night you're having this like turmoil with you and your body. Like, do I want to eat dessert or not? And it just is like not a very fun nighttime routine where it's like, am I eating the dessert or am I not? And you get a little like discombobulated over it. So plan. And this could be for anything, but we're just talking about dessert right now. Plan to eat dessert every night. Just that is your default. You eat dessert every night. Of course, it could be different types of desserts. It can be the same one. It could be a bigger amount, a smaller amount. It doesn't matter how much or what it is. The plan is I eat dessert every night because I really enjoy it. So when you get to your nighttime routine or you finish with dinner, you already know that you're having dessert. So there's no mental battle, and you can decide to have a bite or you can decide to have a lot more than a bite and anywhere in between. And it's just really nice to be able to just know that it's okay to have dessert. It's pleasurable, it's fun, it tastes good, and you have planned to have it every single night. And if there's a night where you're like, I'm like really full, or I'm just really not feeling it tonight, then you simply can say, all right, then I'm not gonna have it tonight. But it doesn't have to be a big conversation between you and your body every night, because you have planned that you are just having it every night. And if one night or a few nights or any nights you don't, then that's okay too. All right, we have made it to number 10. Number 10 is trust. Like, really trust yourself. Ground yourself in knowing that you can always truly listen to your body and eat according to how you want to feel. And that doesn't mean you always have to feel good. So when you are having some feelings around, oh my gosh, like I don't like the way I look, or I ate too much, maybe I should go on a diet, and like a lot of diet mentality stuff just starts coming up and it just really gets in your head. This is when you want to trust yourself and you want to ground yourself, and you can close your eyes, take a breath, and say, I know and trust that I can always listen to my body, and my body is going to do its thing. So there's no need to ever go on a diet ever again, and you can still listen to your body and do what feels good. And sometimes you can get full, and sometimes you'll feel maybe just content, and it will ebb and flow for the rest of your life. But just know that you don't have to go on a diet anymore to control your body, because you can just tune in and listen to your body, and you can trust that it's giving you the signals that it needs, and you are just gonna listen to that and be intuitive, and really giving yourself that trust is gonna be able to continue you on your journey. Okay, so those are the 10 intuitive eating tips that you can use. They are tangible. You can take them with you. You can practice them and really see how that helps you go from knowing what intuitive eating is to really dropping it inside your body and embodying intuitive eating. So let me know what tips you found really helpful, tips that you have done before or are going to use, and see what it does for you. I'd love to know. So you can comment below. Also, if you would like a freebie of ours, you can get our Separating Weight and Wellness workbook. You can get that at theBodyLoveSociety.com/workbook. I will link that in the description below. Also, I would love it if you would subscribe and like our channel. So click on that little bell so when we do upload a new video, you get a notification. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.